Okay, hi, sorry for not posting again. I'm going through it, having a horrible time, but I have to document Neopets gameplay in 2025, so let's go. It is April 1st, also known as April Fool's Day. I've been avoiding like Jelly Neo, and then I don't know what's going on with like the Neopets Reddit, but everyone's posting pictures of their pets, which is fine. I just don't care. Sorry, someone has to say it. It's like literally overrun with it. All that to say, I don't know what the little April Fool's thing is for this year, but when I opened up Neopets like a minute ago, we get the Septic Nick. Is that his name? Whatever. So we're gonna just go through the little April Fool's thing, and it's gonna be great. And I need the Reddit to stop posting pictures of y'all's pets, because, like, what are we doing? Like, what am I supposed to be doing here? Okay. Hello, free thinkers. Questioning your sanity as the masses of babas fall prey to the tale spun by the despots at TNT. Oh, you guys are gonna come for my pronunciation. Look no further. You found your place at the septic tank. So then we come over to the septic tank. Nick Neopia. Cool. What is all this? Am I supposed to click on stuff? Man, okay. Ooh, okay, let's read. TNT thought that they had seen the last of me, but I am back. They wouldn't listen to my warnings of great catastrophe to come, and look at the state of Neopia now. While I would never revel in the downfall of this cherished land, I must say I forewarned this, and I was ignored. Well, maybe not exactly this, but still, if those pompous patricians over at TNT hadn't turned their backs on me, this could have been prevented. I'm sure of it. Now, I am not so callous as to ignore those in trouble, even if I would be within my rights to do so. So I extended an olive branch and attempted to share my knowledge once more in order to save countless lives and the very reputation of TNT. But was I thanked? No. I wasn't even acknowledged, which furthers my point that TNT is not only hiding something nefarious, but may just be the very masterminds behind these current catastrophes. So I once again put myself willingly into the harm's way to unravel the lies, deceit, and cover-ups that are taking place in the dark corners of this world. And to you, my fellow skeptics, this I swear I will not hold back. Within these hallowed halls of virtuousness, I have some of the most vile and disturbing facts that will never make it into the washed-up media that dare to call themselves news outlets of today. But I am not afraid. I shall bear truth to these heinous deeds and bring them into the light for all to witness. You might be skeptical about the veracity of Skeptic Tank, to which I say, well done. You, my friend, have the makings of a true skeptic. We must question everything, constantly and incessantly, never actually learning technical skills relevant to the topic, of course, but vehemently voicing our questions and criticisms all the same. So, I implore you, fellow Neopians, to click around and decide the truth for yourself. You never know what you might find if you take the time to look. So this is telling us, click the sticky notes to learn about Nick's theories or use the button below. We're going to click. We're going to do some clickety-dickety. So this is Nick. If you guys don't know Nick, Neopets Nick. And there's 5 things. And this is about the void. So Nick solved the void. And TNT isn't listening. And Nick also said this was going to happen. That's cool. Okay. We're going to start up here. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Conspiring monarchs. Ever since the council members fled back to their lands, 2 have caught my eye with their abundantly suspicious activity. Above all the other nefarious deeds the rest of them were up to. King Rue and Lord Darrigan. Over the period in which I investigate them, it became clear that these 2 were scheming behind their fellow council members' back. It's not surprising, really. I'm sure we all suspected each and every one of them to be capable of treachery. Yet, I will admit, of all of them, I was least suspicious of the odd King Rue. His years of tomfoolery and overall clowning must have been a long con ruse that even I overlooked. I humbly admit my mistake, but rest assured that I will not be tricked again. To make up for the slip, I followed them relentlessly, tracking down their every move, and what I discovered bewildered me. Ooh, lots of paragraphs. Ooh, this is gonna be a long one. Back at it. What first gave me pause was the reports that the two had been seen together on Rue Island. Their behavior was reported to be close in nature and speaking in hushed voices, an obvious sign that they were up to something. It makes no sense why Lord Darrigan would fly King Rue to his land before returning to his own, so I rushed to Rue Island as fast as I could. There, I observed incredibly strange actions, such as a... there I observed incredibly strange actions, such as walking the perimeters of the sandy shore of the island and staying up into midnight hours. At first, I could not put two and two together, but then it clicked. They were preparing their island for war. They must have been planning to come together and overthrow the rest of the lands during times of mass discord. The perfect time for these two low-tier sovereigns to strike. Then it happened. Lord Darrigan returned to the Darrigan Citadel with King Rue. I was able to follow without being seen, but I do not know what I missed in the times they were out of sight. When I arrived, I was confused to find Lord Darrigan leading King Rue into the Citadel's dungeon. I thought perhaps this was it. Lord Darrigan's true evil plan was to trick King Rue into his dungeons to ensnare him there. Possibly this was his whole plan, to lock away all the council members. It would make sense to start with King Rue, him being easiest to fool. But no, upon further inspection, I found them playing cell block together. Ooh. However, it was then that the dungeon manager, Vex, spotted me, and I had to flee, or risk being imprisoned. While I may not have been able to get to the bottom of just exactly what these two were up to, I feel it's pertinent to share this information with all of my fellow skeptics, so that you can prepare yourselves for what may be to come. I fear the risk of an all-out war could be upon us, as well as the disasters that already surround us. There's simply no other explanation as to what those two could be up to. Ooh, this is going to take a second if I have to read all of that. Shorter paragraphs next time, Nick. My reading's not as good as it should be. Actually, this is good for me. I have not been reading books because I've been, like, low-key depressed. Kind of high-key depressed. So this is good. I'm going to count this as my 30 minutes of reading on Storygraph today. Okay, up next. Tea Time Trickery. Okay, I got this. This is going to be about Tavi, is it? Y'all say Tavi for no reason. Okay, let's go. You want tea? I'll give you tea. There's something brewing in the haunted woods, and it's more than a cup of oolong. The entire night of Tavi's tea obsession was steeped in lies. Have you seen the ingredients? Tea for tea? She's playing us, diverting our attention. But Nick, Neopia, will not be distracted, especially not by some rich, fraudulent tea of scamming. The haunted woods is what first caught my eye, a curious locale for an afternoon tea. Who hunkers down in that eerie, dreary, dark, and thinks, hey, I should put the kettle on. But take a little jaunt down the creepy path to Neovia, and you'll find the humble crumpet monger. What do you think goes well with vanilla cream puffs and berry tarts? How would you wash down a nice helping of crumpets and jam? The shop's entire inventory is primed for pairings with the fresh cuppa. Could the crumpet monger be complicit in Tavi's grander schemes? But that's not even the crux of it. A scam like this is all about the timing. You see, Tavi is as slick as she is smart. As a rock climber, she learned to be strategic in her every moment, poised to see opportunity in the smallest cracks. Thus, in the panic state of the world, Tavi saw her chance to strike it big. Rest assured, I've studied her every move, and I've seen the heights to which she aspires to climb. Asking around for one tea in order to produce another? It's quite the ruse. Never mind that the tea was delicious. Who were the ones who brought it to the table? You and I. Tavi only changed the branding, calling it her special blend. All I can say is, don't be surprised to see a Tavi ticker in the stock market soon, because this climbing Curie only has one trajectory in mind. Up. What other tricks are infused in Tavi's tea leaves? What empire does she hope to build on the back of everyday Neopians? And most importantly, is she in cahoots with Neovia's one and only crumpet monger? I know. A harrowing hunch indeed. The full truth of her bold scheme is on the tip of my tongue, and I will keep sipping on this bitter mystery until the air is cleared of that wicked yet wonderful aroma. Fun, fun, fun. I just need to take like a little 2-second break between that. What's up next? What do these rocks mean? Okay, Moltara Obsidian Company creates cure-all for Grey Curse. Okay. I'm not about to stand here and deny that those turn gray are not real. Our hearts go out to all those affected by this cursed blight. But it is not what those in higher powers have led you to believe. They want you to think this change is unsolvable when the answer has been right under our noses. Literally. All you need is some obsidian capsules to feel like yourself again. They help restore color to your life while bringing back your smile and help you feel full of energy like never before. Buy them today for the low price of only 5,000 Neopoints to start your monthly subscription towards your daily dose of culture. Okay. In all of that, there were little asterisks, so if you weren't paying attention, I'm going to read what the little, like, asterisk footnotes mean. If anyone's still listening in this far, I don't think you all are, but for the future people that want to know what's going on April Fool's 2025, here I am reading it to you. So, cool. So, the first act trip is sponsored by the Moltara Obsidian Company. So then all you need are some obsidian capsules. That has 2 asterisks, which leads to side effects are uncommon but may include achy head, bloaty belly, bloaty feet, bubbles, blurred vision, complaints, cricky neck, chew, evilness, cool, floppy tongue, fuzzy fungus, grumbles, hair, itchy scratchies, jumping to conclusion, Kikoghila, lumps, lots of bubbles, mild cough, measles, negatus, neoblues, neocant suus idus, neoflu, neogictus, neomonia, possession, shaky flakes, shockalox, snack attack, sneezels, ooga ooga, watery eyes, many bubbles, and death. Cool. So, when we were doing this little obsidian capsule, whatever, they help restore color to your life. There's 3 asterisks, 3 asterisks after that. The 3 corresponds to Moltara Obsidian Company does not claim that obsidian capsules will change anyone's physical color. And then, while bringing back your smile, has 4. That relates to Moltara Obsidian Company does not claim that obsidian capsules can physically make you smile. And then back. And help you feel full of energy like never before. That's 5, which is like, or return your energy. And then for the low price of 5,000 Neopoints, that's per capsule. Okay, that was probably not the best way to read all that out, but whatever. I'll leave it there for a second so y'all can screenshot, and then in the future, like, have like an actual voice actor that can pronounce things, like, do it all. Okay, there we go. This is a little Dracardia crab, the Tales of Dracardia crab, right? Okay, building an evil empire. Truth-seeking Neopians, as many of you know, I have been intrepidly investigating the void and those connected to it, collecting and tinkering with void essences. And speaking of tinkering, in my search, I've come across one specific individual that aroused my interest. The little Faily engineer known as Junie. Oh, do not put Mr. Junie, girl, no. Junie didn't do anything wrong. Okay, let's keep going. I suspect that may not be his real name, but in my deep dives into the truth behind the void. I did research into other engineers and builders in Neopia, and I believe I've uncovered a much graver, more dangerous conspiracy. I believe a darker and more sinister mastermind is plotting the downfall of Neopia as we speak, and using the void as a cover for it. Yes, my friends, I am talking about the so-called master builder of Descardia, Lania Cragg. This apparently famous builder, had you heard of her before the Descardian storm? I thought not. Showed up in Descardia one day to restore the land and rebuild ruined neo-homes, or so she says. But I know the truth. This Lania Cragg may have skills, but what she really seeks is not the restoration of a once beautiful land, or even the fame that comes with being its savior. No, what she wants something bigger, grander, crabbier. She wants world domination. Think about it. Why would anyone travel to an unknown land to try to save it when it could so easily be used as a top secret supervillain base? Speaking of supervillains, every supervillain has to have a theme, and Lania's got a theme clear is the truth about Jelly World. Look at all her contraptions. Have you ever noticed they're all themed around crabbies? Not only does she have a giant crabulator that lets her travel all across Neopia with ease, but she's got a whole crabby-shaped pit of lava, for crying out loud. Allegedly, this is used to create building materials, but there's far more likely story for it. It's used to dangle Neopets over who discover the truth about her evil plans. I myself was lucky to escape with my life once I lured her little crabby bot. Okay. I was able to escape with my life once her little crabby bots caught sight of me investigating the temperature of the lava. Speaking of the crabby bots, can you say, evil minions, my fellow Neopians, I beg you to not be taken by their cute little scuttles and silly antics. These crabby bots are manufactured in Lania's crabulator by the hundreds so they can form a massive crabby bot army that she uses to lay siege to Neopia. There are even plushies being released who endear you to them and brainwash you into believing they're innocent. Mark my words, one day Descardia will no longer be the idyllic and peaceful land that it was. It will become an echo of its former self as Krabby Bot-themed city rises from the ashes of the storm, from which Lania Cragg and her army of Krabby Bot minions will launch their takeover of Neopia. And by the way, I'm thinking of starting a newsletter, so keep an eye out for the official Nick Neopia plushie I'll be giving away to promote it. Alright, one more. And I gotta click on this other stuff. Cool. Now it's Luxina. Oh, look at the voidness. This mysterious light fairy came into the spotlight of Neopia very suddenly, and yet also very quietly. Word spread quickly about the last remaining piece of fairyland in the sky, and how no one but a small few were allowed to visit by order Queen Fiora. Of course, reeked of a cover-up. I tried with all my might to find a way to that island, but I was unsuccessful. I feared I may never get a chance to question this elusive fairy. That was until she came down to Fairyland herself, claiming the sky was falling. Luxina had Neopians high and low searching for precious crystal shards, and then disappeared. With Queen Fiora by her side at all times, I couldn't risk getting close during her brief visit to the ground. It was all too sudden for me to attempt another break into the Sky Fortress. I feared I'd never get answers. Until now. This unusual fairy has once again graced us with her presence, bringing along a so-called new power, details on which have sparsely been shared with the public, and as much as I want to confront her directly for more info, I knew I had bigger butterfish to fry. I meticulously, and if I do say so myself, daringly, found a way up to what some are calling New Fairyland. The few retainers that Queen Fiora allowed up to this top secret base were still there, so I had to be quick. But I managed to find myself important documents that Luxina must have been purposefully hiding. There wasn't much I could make sense of, but the mention of someone only referred to as X. It was then I knew there was something dark tied to her. Along with these paper and current events, I have reason to believe that Luxina is working with someone heinous, someone who wishes nothing but ill will on all those around her. Luxina claims to not remember anything about her past life and yet hides papers pertaining to her past. She came to Neopia once before to request a service, not unlike now. She came once before to request a service, not unlike the now worldwide request known as Void Essence Collection. She's gotten many to trust her without knowing anything about her. I believe this is also that the one she works for can pull off a malicious trick. Luxina's working with the elusive Xenia, master prankster. Dear readers, I urge you to not collect the unknown stuff. I urge you to no longer collect the unknown substances known as void essences, as I believe there is a much darker plan for it than we know. Even those in higher position may know. I truly want to believe that Dr. Landelbrot and Jordana are not part of their cover-up, but after their denial of compensation after I collected void essences due to what they claimed were unauthorized experiments on the essence, I can only discern that they too have been roped into Luxina's dark plot. We can only hope that this sick joke that Luxina and Xenia have planned does not hurt the innocent Neopians who have been diligently working under the assumption of civil duty. For everyone's sake, even if I was allowed, I would never give any more void essences to their flagrant cause, and advise all others to instead give them to me so I can run my own test and prove to you all what's really happening. I think this is the last thing to click. Cool. Archive theory. Just because these are archived doesn't mean they're shelved. I'm still looking into proving every single one. Feel free to take a look if you think you can handle the mind-boggling truth. I cannot read anymore, so I'm going to just hover over these for like 10 seconds if you want to like pause and read. There we go. But there's Large Paw and other Neopian cryptids. There's Illison and Judora's scandalous secret. We have Why Fairies Really Ask for Quests. We have TNT's Mind Control Ray and Sloth connections. And we have the real reason no one can visit Lutari Island. Okay, so if we scroll all the way back down, that's that. And then this takes you to all the little theories. I think we're just going in circles. Okay. There we go. This isn't enough, is it? So as I clicked through, the void, like, low-key took over Mr. Nick Neopia. TNT will never accept me into their ranks. Why would I want to be in the ranks anyways? I'm better than them. They did this. All of this is their fault. Their fault. I've only ever been looking out for the best interests of the people. I'm the voice for the helpless Boz. They can't think for themselves. They think I can't handle the tough stuff. I am the tough stuff. Ha! Yes, that's it. I'm too powerful for them. Too powerful. It's up to me to solve this. Up to me. I've tested it, and the void essence doesn't affect other Neopians like it does me. I know I can be the one to save them. Then they'll recognize the truth. I've been trying to show them for so long now. They'll recognize the truth. The truth. Now that I've collected all that I need and opened the eyes of the few who are not corrupted by their grasp, I can take the next step. They will accept me. I will show them how I can become more. Okay. Is there other stuff I'm supposed to click? I clicked on him. Clicked on those 5. What am I supposed to do? Okay. Is this it? Maybe this is it. Perhaps. Sure. So then if you just keep clicking, the ads change. Not Orion messy or messed up. My boy didn't do anything wrong. Come on, Nick. Junie and Orion did nothing wrong. I does this? Let me go to Jelly Neo to figure out what's going on so we can end this. Ooh, it's my first time being on Jelly Neo in a while. So I'm supposed to get a plushie and an avatar. Okay, here we are. So here the Skeptic Tank returns, new avatar, we're doing all this. Once you read through them all, you were rewarded the following and a new avatar. Once you've read through them, I should be rewarded something. I did read through them. Do I not get everything else? I read that to y'alls. I read all of them. Nick, bestie, what am I missing? Okay, so there's allegedly an avatar and allegedly a plushie. Okay, I have them. The Nick Neopia plushie is right there. And then how do you check avatars again? That's in your settings. Neobor's avatar. The void files. Okay, I completed everything. Guess you gotta check all that stuff out. There we go. That is Neopets April Fool's Day. Hope you all had fun. Everyone's cool on my end. My cow that I zapped turned into a stealthy cow, so that's very interesting. It's fine. I don't really know what I'm doing. Like, if I get like a lab exclusive, I'll probably pause for a sec, but like there's Zam's stealthy. Looks kinda cool. Yeah. Let's zap. Not me zapping after everyone logged off after I was struggling to read. Here's some of my pets that I've been zapping. I got like 3 of the pets that used to be piles of ash to be like pets again. So that's super fun. So we're gonna zap, and we're now level 5 pet, which doesn't really matter to me. Then we're gonna come over here. Also, all my Neopets are dying. Whatever. I've been struggling, so they've been struggling too. And it would make sense for me to just put them all in the little lodge, but I'm not gonna do that. How did I mess this up right there? Don't ask me what I'm doing. You should turn into something cool. I get 3 maximum hit points. Okay, there. What is this? Not this man telling me I have not been to the Mystery Island training school, so they're giving me a tan coach stone so I can go train. Don't you know I'm suffering right now, as are my Neopets, so they can't train? Anyways, I'm gonna let you all go. Varwolf came out. If you had premium, hope you got your Varwolf. If not, hope you got the double species change, cause whatever. Whatever. I will be back. When will that be? I don't know. I'm like kind of feeling better, but also I don't think I have like a thing, like a depression that'll just make me like feel better. I'm like struggling. I haven't been struggling like this in a second. It's like I think I'm at the point where I have to like reach out and like do more than ignore my problems, and I just don't really want to do that. And cool. Whatever. Hope you all are doing good. No one, tell me how your Neopets are doing. How are your Neopets doing? Cool. We gotta go. This video was too long. Also, very sorry for not knowing how to read and pronounce words. I'm trying to get better. Yeah, sorry, I'm a little stupid. Okay. Bye.